Let's see, moving on down. Let's see here. A NeoAir, and I use the closed cell foam pad together. Initially, when I used it together, I would have just a little bit of coolness underneath me, but after about 10 minutes that all went away and I never had any problems with that. Also, like I say, the CCF pad was used as a frame sheet inside my backpack, so it pulled double duty. I'm really happy with the way my cook set worked out. Looking forward to getting a lot more use out of that. Nothing really major to say on it. I have a whole video on that, so I'm not going to go into it. My GorillaPod, I was real happy that I got the GorillaPod, which I'm using right now to shoot this video. It's 1.6 ounces, and I was a bit skeptical whenever I ordered it. I was thinking I'll probably just use it to do videos at home, but just on a whim I decided to carry it with me on this on this hike, and I used it quite a lot actually, so I'm really happy with it, and I have a feeling it's going to be coming along with me on more trips. Let's see, my water system, I'm really loving my water system. All I'm using is the Micro Pure tablets, and I carry the Aquamira Frontier Pro filter with me, and I have a 2-liter platypus, and then I drink out of a Gatorade bottle. I've decided that I'm going to carry this with me, but I'm only going to start using it if water is chancy looking. If I'm having to get it out of something that's sitting real still, you know, a pond or something like that, I'll go ahead and use it. Otherwise, I'm just going to stick to my tablets, giving it about 20 minutes and going with it. That's what I did so far. I've been lucky, or it's worked. I don't know. Not claiming to say that, you know, it does anything in particular. Just saying how my experience has been with it so far. But so far, I'm really happy with it. It's a very easy system to use. I love having my Gatorade bottle right here where I can get to it. Actually, over here on this side. I love having it there where I can get to it. And I've also found that if I fill up everything at certain times of the day, filling this little bottle is not an issue, because I'll usually fill it at night at camp. And what I do is I use my cook pot, scoop up the water in my cook pot and pour it in there, because I'm using my cook pot to boil my water, so I'm not worried about contaminating anything that doesn't need to be contaminated. But so far, really great system in my opinion. It's lightweight, it's easy to use, and it works so far. So I'm going to stick with it. Let's see here. Okay, something else I want to talk about real quick is this Map Dana Appalachian Trail profile map. Bought this from Anti-Gravity Gear for about $4. It's printed on a waterproof, tear-proof paper, and basically on one side it's got a little map, and the other side's got an elevation profile, and it's got all the information listed below that you typically find in a companion guide or something. I carried this with me and I was really happy. It only weighs 0.2 ounces, so it's a very lightweight option, and since it is waterproof and tear-proof, it's fairly durable. And it only covers 81 miles. You buy these in sections, so as often as you would be changing these out if you were on a through hike, I don't think you would really have to worry about durability at all. I have found that as far as the profile map is concerned, I don't agree with some of the little mountains on there. Some of them seemed easier and some of them seemed harder. But, you know, I guess it's the price you pay. And anyway, I didn't carry a regular map. This is what I carried. I'm not saying don't carry a map. I'm just saying this is what I carried. It works pretty good. For $4, I would carry it again. So that's that. Okay, moving on along. Next thing I want to talk about is this pillow. I'm a person that has to have a pillow. You know, I can make it work, I guess, with clothing and stuff like that, but you know what, I'm not going to, and my pack weight is fine as far as I'm concerned, even with the pillow. But I will say that I recently found these pillows, and obviously they've been around for quite a while, so it's not a new find or anything like that. But this is the Flex Air pillow that I got from Anti-Gravity Gear. Two sweet things about it is first off, it's 0.9 ounces with the straw. Another thing, I got 3 of these for $6. Can't beat that. So I picked some of these up from Anti-Gravity Gear and gave it a try. To use them, it's kind of neat. You just take the straw, put it in the side here, and then blow it up. You blow it up to however thick you want it to be, and take the straw out, and that's it. Not sure how durable one of these will be over the long run, but it worked just great for me for the 3.5 day trip that we just took. Now, typically what I do with these is I lay it on my sleeping pad, and then I take my R1, my Patagonia R1 flash pullover off, and I'll pull the R1 over the top of the sleeping pad like I'm putting the shirt on the sleeping pad. And then I take this and I shove it up underneath it, and that makes sure that this pillow stays put when I'm sleeping at night. Plus it gives me a little bit of extra insulation from the ground on my sleeping pad. I'm really happy with this thing so far. The one thing that I would suggest would be to get a different colored straw, because this thing can be hard to find, especially at night. You know, it's just clear. So I would pick up, and I will, some neon colored straws or something. I wouldn't suggest getting one that has little bends in it, because if it puts a hole in it, it might make blowing this thing up a little difficult. So I would just get a normal straw. And then to deflate it, just put the straw back in, and you push it all out. So, no biggie there. So, that's the FlexAir pillow. Simple, cheap, and light. I like it. Okay, moving on along just a little bit. One thing I want to talk about real quick is my pill containers. I carry, the only two pills I really carry out of pill bottles is some Protonics and some ibuprofen. And I got these little, I think they're 1/4 ounce containers from REI, just little plastic containers. And I found that they work really well. I like having them in these containers rather than a Ziploc bag, that way they don't get crushed or anything like that. And I like putting my pills in different containers instead of all in one. That way it just keeps them separated, you know. If you have pills that may look the same, you can label the bottles or whatever, the containers, so that you won't get them confused or anything like that. But I really like these, and just so you know, I put 16 of the 200 milligram ibuprofens in one of these, and I probably could have fit probably another 4 to 6 more in one, so that tells you how many it'll hold. But I really like these. They're quite light. Let's see, for this one with 16 Protonics in it, 16 ibuprofen in it, it weighed 0.3 ounces. So there are lighter options, but that's one that I like. Just wanted to show those off. One other thing I wanted to show real quick is this Sirius face mask. I got this with the idea of using this to sleep in at night, because my chin, my face, and everything gets cold. Also as a way maybe to trap some moisture maybe. But anyway, I bought this from Backcountry, and I think it's going to work really good. But my problem is I bought it in a size medium based on some of the reviews down at the bottom talking about sizing, how to measure. Anyway, a medium ain't going to work. It's too small. I can't hardly get it velcroed on the back. So I'm going to send this thing back and get a large. But I'm looking forward to using it. I didn't want to get a full balaclava simply because I use my hat. And I also have a buff neck gaiter. And between this and those other two items, everything's covered. And I also like having all this separate just because it offers versatility. I can wear my neck gaiter around my neck, wear my hat, you know, during the day, and I ain't got to worry about anything getting up under my chin or anything like that. I like having it all separate pieces. So I think this is going to be a very awesome idea for me. I just need to get it in the right size. Another thing I want to talk about is I created this little lanyard here that's got a lot of my 10 essentials on it. It's just some glow wire I got from Lawson Klein. I've got a little clip on it so that it breaks away easily if I'm happen to be wearing it and it gets trapped or caught on something. And then on it I have a compass, a light, a thermometer, a whistle, fire steel, and my knife. And I also have a little mini carabiner so I can clip it on stuff while I'm inside my tent. But the way I carried this was I typically put it inside this plastic bag, and I put it inside my cargo pants pocket. That way it would be on me rather than in my pack or something like that. I'm not sure if I like it though, because I kind of like having my knife where I can just grab it out of my pocket, because I did use my knife quite often. I like having the photon light. If I had it just on a little carabiner, I can hang it up a lot easier than trying to hang up all this stuff. So I don't know. It's something I'm gonna have to work with and see. But I just kind of wanted to show that because it's kind of a new thing that I'm doing. And last, real quick, I've run this video longer than I should have. I want to talk about my cloud kilt that designed by Trail Designs and produced by Z-Packs, Joe. This thing has really become a versatile piece of gear for me. Of course, it's a cloud kilt I can use when it's raining, but also what's really cool about it is it works as a ground sheet. If I want to stop and take a break, I can throw this out and have a clean place to sit down or to take out all my gear or anything like that. I can also use it whenever I'm packing up in the morning. I can spread it out and start getting all the stuff out of my tent, stuffing it, put it all on the ground sheet that's spread out, and have it in piles. That way I can grab my pack when everything's done and start loading it up. Don't have to have it like that, but it makes it convenient so that everything's laid out, and it makes it easier to actually put everything in my pack. Another thing it does really well at is makes a really nice ground sheet, doorway ground sheet for my tent. Set my tent up and then I spread this thing out in front of it, and it's really nice. I can sit outside the tent on this and you know, not have to be crawling in and out of my tent or anything, but still have everything easily accessible from where I'm at. As well as I can take this and put it inside the my ground sheet, bathtub ground sheet, and lay it inside. If the place that I'm laying is kind of iffy, if it's got a lot of sharp pine needles or something, or rocks, I can lay this in there up under my pad, and it'll just be a little bit extra protection for my pad. So there's a lot of uses that this thing has, and I'm really happy with it. I was actually debating getting rid of it and getting a ULA rain wrap, but I think for the time being I'm going to hang on to it and see how it goes. If I were to get this again though, I would probably ask him to make it just a little bit wider. I don't know, maybe 6 to 10 inches wider than what this one is, which this is a standard size, as well as get it in a lighter weight material. This is the 1.26. I would probably ask for possibly 0.7 or maybe even 1. So anyway, so those are a few items. I have obviously a lot more that I carried with me. Those are a few things I wanted to talk about. So if you have any comments or questions about any items I talked about or any of the other items that I carried with me, just leave a post or a comment below this, and I'll be sure to get back to you. And until then, I appreciate you for watching. See ya.